I see a lot of people that want to scale or level up, just put what I would call bums on seats. That's what we'd say here in Australia. Put bums on seats and get people in place.
What's the number one secret using the BRAF method? Maybe, I guess, obviously define what that is again. I know I kind of rushed through it in the intro. And then the number one secret to leveling up your leadership using it.
Great. Before I go through the methodology, there's a couple of things I want to state up front. Now, a lot of you listening here are probably, thinking about leveling up your businesses, how to create more business growth, how to scale. They're common phrases that we often hear these days, Brett, when people are entrepreneurs and they have their own businesses. But a lot of people, when I hear that and I ask them, so how do you do that? A lot of the first responses that we get from people is, I'm going to hire some VAs. I'm going to hire some virtual assistants. I'm going to hire some people. Adding people to your business is not necessarily scaling or leveling up. It's just adding cost. So there's a couple of rules of thumb, I guess, that we've really looked at in our own business around that. The first thing is, before you look to scale up using people, what are some of the systems or resources or processes that you can put in place that enable you to work smarter, not necessarily harder? Now, for our own real estate business, we do a lot of land investing. We've got now, we do multiple deals per month, and we've got a system in place. We've got 3 full-time customer service people that do everything in my business when it comes to our land business, when we're investing in land. And we've taught them how to do everything, but again, using this methodology I'm about to go through. But that sort of leads me to my second rule, and that is, as business owners, you shouldn't, and I say this with the utmost of love for people thinking about this, you shouldn't be too quick to outsource to somebody else unless you've done the task yourself. Because as leaders, we need to know what good looks like. We need to know how to measure success. We need to know, how do we want our own businesses to run so that when I'm putting somebody else in to do that, I can really set up a service level agreement, a way of working, a system or a process that's going to get me the outcome that I'm looking for. Way too fast and way too often, Brett, I see a lot of people that want to scale or level up, just put what I would call bums on seats. That's what we'd say here in Australia. Put bums on seats and get people in place. And then they've just created another job for themselves managing people. So let's just start there. But let's just say that, coming back to your original question, that we've done the work ourselves. We've really defined our systems, processes, ways of working. We've looked at what good looks like for our own businesses. And now it is time to get some people in place. Well, how you lead those people and how you set them up for success will then dictate your own successes in your business. And too often, I see people cycle through virtual assistants very quickly, waste of time and money and resources. I see people ending up spending their time fixing problems that their team might have, done inadvertently. And you see all these common issues that come out when people try to grow. But for me, it's about establishing the right, I guess, culture in your team. So is it okay, Brett, if I go into the methodology now and kind of break down what I mean by culture?
Of course, yeah, but make sure I captured it so far, right? So the first thing is, you don't want to add too much to people. Adding people is not necessarily leveling up. So understanding that you might need some systems and processes in place to help you with what you already have going, number one. Number two, don't be quick to outsource to others what until you've done it, so you can define it itself. The first time I did a renovation, grew up in by my mom and dad doing construction and a ground up development in the Bay Area. But then I bought my own house, and I had contractor friends and my dad, but I said, hey, let's do it ourselves. A, to save a little bit of money, but B, also exactly what you said. Like, I wanted to be able to go through it in detail myself on my own property, so that in the future, I could know, what it is it's going to cost, why it's going to cost that, what are the steps, how to negotiate, how to get 100%. Through it, right? So there's a method to that. So is that what you're saying? Is that a fair summary?
100%, yeah.